what's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a fabulous day. If you haven't gotten a chance to subscribe to this channel, please do so. I want you to ring that notification bell. That way when I drop a video, you guys will be notified. In this video, what we're going to do is address the gorilla in the room, which is collections. A lot of times I get people that ask me, should they pay their collections, and should or shouldn't they? When should they negotiate and when they shouldn't? So I want to talk a little bit about that, if I may. And those of you that stick around for the end of this video are probably going to get a golden nugget that you probably never heard of. My thought on collection accounts is this. Out of 100 credit repair companies, 99 of them will tell you, don't pay it, let's dispute it. In all scenarios, they're going to tell you that's the way to handle collection accounts. Dispute, dispute, dispute. I'm the one sole person out there that looks at credit situation by situation, and 9 times out of 10, if it's a possibility of paying the collection off, I say pay it off. Now, some of these clients that I'm going to be talking about, I'm not going to say any names because I don't want any of my clients upset at me. I have, for example, one client that owed, I think it was about $2,000. They received a letter in the mail to pay that collection account and be done with it. It's a third-party collection account, and be done with it for $150. They called me up and they asked me, what should I do? Now, 9 times out of 10, most collection companies or credit repair companies are going to say, you know what, let's dispute it. And I just don't come from the school of dispute, dispute, dispute. It's really situational. You make really good money. $150 is not going to break you. Why wouldn't you just be done with this account? And these are the things that you guys have to really think about. Now, when you're talking about collections, when is the statute of limitations up? That's probably going to be the biggest determining factor on what you should do with the account. Now, if it's outside of the statute of limitations, then you have to be really careful if you're going to communicate with the financial institution, because just by you communicating with them could reset the statute of limitations. So when you're communicating, always communicate from the standpoint of gathering information, never admitting anything. And that is probably going to be the biggest tip that I can give you guys when talking about dealing with collections. So at this point, when you're gathering your information, you're collecting information, in your mindset, you should already know what you can afford to pay on this account. So if it's a $2,000 account, you should be right around $200, right? Because you want to stay right around 10%, 10-20%. If you could negotiate 30%, excellent. There's a lot of people that will talk about pay for deletes as if it's something very easily done, and not always so. If you can negotiate a pay for delete, excellent. That's probably the best way to get things done. But a lot of companies will not do pay for deletes. What they will say is, we won't investigate or we won't reply to the credit bureaus. It's something to that effect. But even if you get a chance to negotiate 10% of your collection account, you should absolutely take it. You should absolutely take it, because I come from the school, especially if it's your account, you know it's your account. I come from the school of being responsible, and I'm not saying that not paying your accounts is irresponsible, but sometimes you have situations. I got another client that I'm going to bring up right now that actually has a cable account that went to collections. We actually pulled that off his account, and just yesterday I got a phone call from him saying that that account came back on as a credit report, but it was sold to another collection company. And so you don't want to go through life having these haggles where, okay, we deleted the account and still they sell it to another collection company, and then they put that collection on the credit report. And now we got to go through the dispute process all over again. If you can just be done with the account and it's something that you can pay and it's affordable. Let's say you have a medical collection, it's $300, and you can call them and say, you know what, I got $100 for you. Will you take it? I say, man, every day, all day, just get the collection paid, even if they don't give you a pay for delete, because it's a lot easier to delete paid collections than it is non-paid collections. Nobody talks about that. My percentages as far as paid collections is far higher than unpaid collections. And if people will just be a little bit more transparent when they talk about, you know, should you pay collections or shouldn't you? I always come from the school of thought, if it's within the statute of limitations, let's say you have a statute of limitations in your state for 4 years, and let's say it's a 2-year account, the date of last activity is within 2 years, then you're going to want to try to find a way to settle that account, because I don't want you to go through 2 years trying to figure out a way to keep under the radar from them trying not to sue you or get a judgment against you for that particular account. So what you want to do is you do want to find ways to settle your accounts in full, if possible, not in full, but settle your accounts, right? Whether it's paid or not. And a lot of times people ask, well, if I settle it, will it affect my credit score? It depends on the FICO algorithm, right? It depends on the FICO algorithm, and let me explain. A paid collection in the FICO 9 algorithm is going to be in your favor, right? It's going to have less weight on you than in the FICO 8 algorithm. So it really depends on the FICO algorithm that the furnisher or whomever, the financial institution that is pulling your credit report, because chances are if you're going, you know, you're trying to get a loan or something, they're going to use a FICO algorithm, you know, either 8, 9, or they got a new one, 10. I'm not going to go through all of them, but just know it really depends on the FICO algorithm that they're using. And so when you're talking about collections, should you pay a collection? It really depends on, can you pay the collection outright, right? Is it something like, for example, let's say it's a $2,000 account. You don't have $2,000 and they're giving you a hard time. They're like, no, we're not negotiating. It's $2,000 and, you know, it's outside the statute of limitations. Then absolutely dispute it. Dispute in that situation. So it's not how can I say this, a one tool fix all situation. It just really depends on your situation. And a lot of times this information, I go through it so much that I have to make videos on this stuff, because I still have people asking me, should I pay this a collection? What do you think? And it's becoming redundant to me. I regurgitate the same information. Can you pay it? What's the statute of limitations in your state? What is the date of last activity? And I go through these scenarios all day, every day, because that's probably the majority of my phone calls that I get on a daily basis, is how do I deal with collections? And I would say if you can pay it, and it's a very small amount, pay it, then dispute. You're going to have a lot more success removing that item. And even if you remove an unpaid collection, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay off. Because you may remove an account. Like a lot of people don't understand. You will hear a lot of people say, I disputed an account, it got removed from my credit report and it got put back on. Well, if you remove an account that's yours and it's unpaid, and let's say it's removed because the collection company didn't get their investigation together in time. They have 30 days. Well, right now, due to CARES Act, it's like 60 days. They have 60 days to complete an investigation. If they don't complete their investigation in 60 days, the credit bureaus may remove it. So then they go through, they complete their investigation, they get their ducks in a row, and they put it back on your credit report. right? And I know there's some laws that say they can't, you just put something on your credit report without your notification. But how many times does that happen, right? It happens so much that you could probably get become an attorney, and all you're doing is going after furnishers that do things like this, suing credit bureaus just because they keep putting information on people's credit report without their notification. So does it happen? Yes. But what I really believe in is taking the path of least resistance when you're talking about credit repair. And if you're thinking about it that way, you're the client. You are the only one that can really determine what is the path of least resistance. Because it's easy for me to sit here and say, pay a $500 collection. But if you're really short on funds, paying a $500 collection might not be in your best interest because you just don't have the funds. And if for you to pay this collection, you're going to have to not pay another bill. So it just really depends on the situation. But you guys are always trying to figure out a way to cut a corner, or I don't want to pay something. And like I said, I'm that one, beacon of light in all this murky water, where I believe in, being responsible for your debt that is yours if you can, right? If it's going to make you financially destitute, then chances are you're not going to be able to pay the collection companies that are coming after you, or if they're hassling you or something like that, then I understand. But if it's a situation where you can pay it, then yeah, let's negotiate and do the best that you possibly can negotiating. Now just remember, they're paying pennies on the dollars for this debt. They're not paying a lot of money for this debt. They're probably, for a $10,000 account, they may pay $100 for it. So if that's the count, if that's the situation, then anything over that $100, chances are, is all profit. So if you have a $10,000 account, credit card collection account that you're trying to take care of, and they're saying, you know what, we want the full 10,000, and it's a third-party collection company, keep that in mind, because a lot of times these financial institutions will have in-house credit collection companies. But if it's a third-party collection company, you could pretty much guarantee they purchased that debt pennies on the dollar. It's not they did not purchase the full debt at all. So when they're coming at you saying, "Oh, we want $10,000," they're just playing hardball for the sake of playing hardball, right? But you can negotiate that debt down, even if you come out and you say, "Okay, I'm gonna make 3 payments of $399." To clear that account up, you're in the good. You're in the positive, because you're going to get rid of this account. And I know there's going to be a lot of credit repair specialists that are going to look at this account and they're going to say, no, you don't want to do that. You want to dispute it. Don't, keep your money in your pocket. But I just come from the school of thought that later on down the road, when you cut corners, it's going to come back to bite you. Now, hopefully it doesn't, but just trying to be completely transparent. I don't have very many clients that situation happens where we delete accounts off their credit reports and then the account comes back. But it does happen. I would be lying if I say it doesn't. It does happen. And it has happened to one of my clients before. And, lo and behold, we have to keep disputing and get that account off their account. Off their credit report. So it does happen, but you want to be able to attack your collections in a standpoint of the path of least resistance. What is it that you can afford? What can you do, and how can you take care of it? Now, everybody knows I have a credit repair company, so everything that I'm going to give you, this golden nugget that I'm about to give you guys, it's going to be completely contradictory to everything that I'm about, right? Because I have a credit repair company, and you would think that I would do anything possible to keep business in my company. But there's this new company that just came out. It's called Versio Credit, or Credit Versio. I'm going to have a link in the description. I'm not an affiliate. I don't get paid if you go to this account. And what this app does, if you sign up with Identity IQ through their links, they will do their disputes for you for free. Okay, so it's a free credit app. What happens is you put all your information in, your accounts and all that into this app, and then they will draft your dispute letters for you. You print your dispute letters off, and then you mail them. It's a really neat app. I think that those of you that don't have the funds to go through a bespoke type situation where you have somebody that's really looking over your credit reports and trying to curtail a dispute process, basically outlined for your situation, just for your situation, you don't have the money for that, then there has to be ways for people that don't have a lot of money to be able to dispute items on their credit report. Now, what I recommended, if you don't have the money for credit repair, but you do want to see how far you can get with just templates, then absolutely. I would be a fool not to tell you to at least try it. Right now, could you get into an entanglement? That's the new word of the month with Jada Pinkett. Those of you that get it, great. Those of you that don't, disregard it. But can you get yourself in an entanglement by using a template? Yeah, absolutely you can. You can get yourself in a situation where you send all the templates, you don't know what to do, and now because I believe there's only 5 templates that they used, or 5 rounds of disputes that they use. And if it's a situation where you need a little bit more sit down or try to understand what's the best strategy, because like I said, all you're doing is putting your information into this application, and then it just drafts the templates for you. You will not get as much success as you would with somebody that actually has a credit repair company, but at least it's something. I want you guys to do something to start going in the right direction with your credit. And like I said, it's completely contradictory to everything that is about my credit repair company. But those of you that's been around my channel for a very, very long time know I don't do credit repair for to try and get rich. I do it because it's a service that I try to provide to people to help them get above and beyond, or get to the next level. And I think those of you that maybe you lost your job, maybe your finances are really tight, and you're looking at my services, which are about it's going to cost you about $99 a month. $99 for a lot of you may be too much for you. And if you're in that situation, I believe that this Credit Versio, or Versio Credit, I believe it's Credit Versio, this application is something that you're going to be able to use as it drafts disputes for you. You're going to be able to mail them out. It's going to instruct you on how to mail them out. Matter of fact, they have some really good credit videos that you guys can get some more credit education. I love the direction that this application is going. I hope that those of you that tried it works out for you. Those of you that don't, if it doesn't work out for you and you need a little bit more help, you can always reach out to me. I'll always leave my phone number for you guys in the description of this link. If you guys try the app, go through the 5 months or whatever it is that the dispute process is, and you still need some more help, you can always reach out to me. I'm always here to help you guys. All right, so I just wanted to touch bases with you guys. If you guys are in a bind, or I could say another entanglement, if you guys are in an entanglement with a collection company and you need help, or you want some advice on strategizing on how to deal with your collection, you can always reach out to me. But just understand, my time is very valuable. I speak directly. I don't beat around the bush with a lot of people. So if you're soft-skinned and you call me and I'm a little rough with you, I just don't beat around the bush. All right, so you guys have a blessed day. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like the information, go ahead and please give me a thumbs up. All right, I surely appreciate it. You guys have a blessed day. Talk to you later. Bye bye.